How do we find the distance between 2 points in 3D space? Here we have a couple of points, and I simply want to know how far apart they are. And what we can do here is we can find a vector that starts at one point and ends at the other, and how far away these 2 points are is going to be the magnitude of this vector. And what we're going to do here is we're going to essentially prove the formula for the magnitude of a vector and see that that is going to be the distance between 2 points in 3D space. And so that's our formula for distance in 3D. In order to do this, we're going to take a couple of triangles and apply the Pythagorean theorem to these triangles. And here we see our first triangle. So this is a triangle where the hypotenuse, the length of the hypotenuse, is what we're trying to solve for. And let's take a look at the height of the triangle and the base of the triangle. And if we can figure out these two distances, then we can just apply the Pythagorean theorem, and that'll be our answer. First, the height we see is the difference in z values. And so now all that's left to do is figure out what is the base of this triangle, and then we can just solve directly using the Pythagorean theorem for the length of the red vector. In order to do that, we will look at a different triangle, which is this purple triangle here. And we see that this purple triangle has a height, which is the difference in y values, and base, which is the difference in x values. And so we're using really everything we know about these 2 points: difference in y, difference in z, difference in x. And now we see that the hypotenuse of this triangle is actually the length that we needed before. So the hypotenuse of this triangle is the base of our first triangle. And so solving for the hypotenuse with the Pythagorean theorem here, we get the length of this light blue vector. And now we can use that information on the original triangle that we considered to find the length of the red vector, which we should recognize as the magnitude of a vector formula, and which is also going to be, if you choose your vector appropriately, the distance in 3D space formula. Given 2 points in 3D space, this is the formula for how far apart they are. Make sure to like and subscribe and let me know what you want to learn next.